Oh, the whole band, they just kick it, man. They kick it hard. Knocked me out that they were that close to what I do, too. You know, and they were doing it a little notch up. and I caught on, though. But yeah, they're great. Yeah, they're great. Great audiences. They're all full of fire.
But I think the hardcore bottom line of it is that it's genuine, authentic honky-tonk music. I mean, he can get a dance floor up and moving all around at 90 to nothing, and he can have a whole crowd. And I've seen it happen, where on one song everybody's jumping up and down, beer bottles bouncing on the table, boots stomping, hats flying, and in the very next song he'll have the crowd in complete silence, sitting there, and of course singing along with every word, but you can just tell that they're completely involved in the song. And Jason has a way of doing that, just stirring your emotions completely.
A huge fan of those guys. I first got a chance to play with Jason back in Midnight Rodeo in Austin, Texas about 3 years ago, and I'd already been a big fan of his music just from hearing his records. After getting a chance to play with him, I just became a bigger fan. They put on a great live show, a lot of energy, great songs. I had a chance to see Jason play recently in Nashville, Tennessee, about a week ago at a place called The Stage. He was down there for the CRS, the Country Radio Seminar, and it was a great show. It's just getting better and better. Just always had great songs and a really badass voice. It's a very distinguished voice, and he's just getting better and better at leading the band and put on a great show. So I always look forward to getting a chance to play music for those guys, and I think they're just an awesome band that could book any time.
Basically, our philosophy on putting on a show is that people, work hard and they only get one Friday night a week or one Saturday night a week. We live our lives kind of on the weekends, so we like to make sure that every dollar of their ticket is paid for, that they see a good show and high energy show and have a good time. We're out on the road probably 200, 250 days a year. Let's say around there. Sometimes you got the front end day when you got to drive up early to meet everybody, or you always got the day home, where you get in at 6 or 7 o'clock at night and you kind of just count that day as a wash. But we're on the road a lot. We hit it hard. But the good thing is we're all the type of people that we love being out on the road, meeting new people, seeing new places, every new venue. Like tonight, we're at a new venue. It's always fun because you can go out there and prove yourself. Make new fans. We always just say one fan a night. As long as you can turn somebody on. And chances are, if you're getting one person, you're doing enough right that you're going to have one fan every night. So.
He's the awesomest person, and their band is great, their group is great, their songs are great.
He's been a big fan of mine for a while, and of course I'm a big fan of his.
Oh, God, I don't even know. I can't think. I really can't think right now. I'm really excited. I can't think at all.
Their music so makes me happy. I've related so much of my life to their music.
Jason Boland fan is 2 to 80. We really do have a wide range, so a wide age range. Our fans are from all walks, and I really like that because that's what we try to do, is play music about life. You know, good times and bad times, and people get it and relate to it. A little bit more highly involved consumer. They're automatically the type of people that seek it out. But then once again, the people that just happen to stumble across us, if they get it, they're hooked.
It's like no holds barred when he gets on stage. He's awesome.
When I first started playing out and playing clubs, really into Steve Earle, Graham Parsons, of course always listening to Merle, Waylon, and all those guys, Dwight Yoakam. A lot of local influence on writing, Bob Childers, Reddit Rangers, Mike McClure, Cody Cannon and I used to write together, and still plan on doing more now with Guy Clark. I look up to him as one of the most amazing songwriters. Billy Joe Shaver, Townes Van Zandt, Robert Earl Keen, Charlie and Bruce Robinson. I think they're both great writers.
They say it's no way to make things right. I just didn't have anything better to do. Dawn was asleep on the living room rug, and I watched the show about crime and drugs. I punched a bottle of beer and
Completely about the song, and I think that actually makes it easier on musicians, to where they don't have to come in and do anything just generic, just to get the music through it. The song speaks so much that the music comes out and makes it, you know, complementary to the song, and that's when you get a total song. You know, great music, great, you know, played by great musicians. But you know, you gotta start with a song. I think a good writer doesn't ever limit themselves to one style, or even one style of music for that matter. Because Bob Childers, a friend of ours, told me a long time ago that a great song can be done anyway. Music's a cool thing because it can change throughout being its performances and whatnot, and it's different interpretations. It comes off different each night. That's one of the real cool things about music. You can never ever play a song down to the decimal point exactly the same twice. It's pretty much impossible. Computer, you know, that's called a CD. You know, people want to hear it close enough to what's on the record, but with that live vibe that is really tough to capture in the studio. That's what great bands really capture. That energy, or lack of, on some, you know, open-ended, open-hearted ballad. It's that lonely feeling or something that you can capture. Get the, you know, totally translate, which is tough in the studio because it is more sterile and done different than just going out there and saying, hey, you got one shot at this tonight. And each song is a you know, an at-bat, a step up to the plate.
One thing that seems always true, that's when I hope the sky is blue. I believe it goes in democracy that each man should leave his legacy. And that man's world, great or be it small. Don't believe in everything like the designated hero time race. Make love last forever for one.
Sitting here wishing and thinking and praying and wondering what them folks are.
Texas, really quick, 99, you know, Amarillo, Dallas area, things like that. Yeah, Stephenville, and then just branched out from there. Of course, being from Oklahoma, we also always played Arkansas, Kansas, and Nebraska up around in there. So we actually had an advantage. You know, in some ways it was a little bit of a disadvantage not being from Texas and trying to break into that scene. But, you know, the music speaks for itself. But we also always had eyes bigger than that because we had already started playing Arkansas and Kansas and knew there were good markets all around. And, you know, the rest of the country is not that different. You just go out there. We've been making it out to Georgia, out to Arizona, of course Colorado, and everything's starting to build. We plan to start making it even farther north, out to Indiana, starting to play Missouri. So it's really spanning out nicely.
Through the asphalt haze, and right now I'd be nervous if I was a cow. Well, there's one old woman with a wagon full of kids. She looks like she just hit the skids. She left his ass. This time she ain't going back. Well, she's gonna drop the children off at mama. She's already got them in their pajamas and a sugar daddy waiting in a Cadillac.
Cheap bourbon, whiskey, and pearl snap shirts are two things that stay the same. So when the world starts spinning and your head hurts, there's a cheap bourbon, whiskey, and pearl snap shirt.
Okay, we have 4 records out: Pearl Snaps, Truck Stop Diaries, Live at Billy Bob's, and Somewhere in the Middle. We're about to start work on our 3rd studio record here, coming up shortly. I think totally we've sold around 100,000 copies on our own, and that's good for working, selling them out of the trunk of your car, as people say. But you know, that's basically selling them at shows. We started out just consigning them. We got a distribution deal, so being an independent label artist, you forget really how many records that is. Especially, you know, when you get a repress sent and you stack them in the garage, you see what 2,000 is. It's a bunch of records, and you know, put that up to 100,000. That's a lot of units out there.
So when the world starts spinning and your head hurts, there's a cheap bourbon, whiskey, and pearl snap shirts. All right, let me help you on the drums and the harmony vocals. From Tulsa, Oklahoma, put your hands together for Brad Rice.
Brad Rice, he and I actually went to college together at Oklahoma State, and I knew he would play some drums, and we'd, you know, jammed in the attic of our frat house and things like that. And I happened to bump into him one night. I hadn't been back to the house in forever, and he hadn't either. And we just bumped into each other and asked him what he was doing. He said he was jamming in Oklahoma City with some guys. So we're thinking about putting a band together. Do you want to just come see what happens? And that was a borderline cosmic experience of how we ran into each other on that night. Especially looking back now, the little decisions you make in some little portion of your life changes everything. But a very original sounding drummer. You know, I'm not a drummer. It's tough for me to tap my feet and stay on time. But he finds a way to make it a musical expression too, not just keeping time and banging on the skins. And he sings harmony vocals with us. That helps a lot. I don't know how anybody sits back there and slams on those things forever and still tries to sing. Grant had grown up with Roger, and he and I actually met at the Bluegrass Festival in Winfield, Kansas. And I don't even think he really even played bass at the time. And he played banjo and guitar. I mean, he played some bass, but I don't think he'd ever played bass in a band. And we all just sit down, and once we got him and Brad to find a group together, because you can't have a band without a rhythm section at all. I mean, it's nothing else works. They're the cornerstone. And once they found their groove, and first time you get to that first song, we thought, you know, we might have something here. I think the first song was Whiskey River, and he was working a job at the time, and he'd work 12-hour shifts, and you know, still make it to gigs and everything. Really dedicated. We'd go out to his house in the woods out in eastern Oklahoma and rehearse, everything like that. So he's laying down the bottom end. Fun guy to be around too. Laid back, very laid back. Noah is the most recent addition to the band. He plays fiddle, which he doesn't even consider himself a full-time fiddle player. Noah, I don't even know what to say about Noah. He's by far and away the best musician in the band, and the best musician I've ever worked with pound for pound. In mandolin, banjo, guitar, fiddle, stand-up bass, you name it. We just now added him on singing harmonies. He came down from Boise, Idaho, moved to Austin. He was looking for a gig, and we lucked out and hit the jackpot with him. And it was just phenomenal. Nothing really else to say. Ray, he and I met hanging around Stillwater and some of the scene that was going on in Oklahoma City, like the Blue Door. And I always knew he was a great guitar player and heard him around campfire jams. And we ended up hanging out one night when I was starting to play out around the bars in Stillwater. And we clicked, as far as our musical interests and the kind we were into. And he liked the music I was writing. So we really right then just decided, well, let's get together and see what we can make happen as far as a band is concerned. And then he started playing pedal steel, because we always loved that. We, first and foremost, have country music roots, even though it shows you a little rocking, but we wanted steel guitar. So he's just become an outstanding steel guitar player, especially in a lot of ways. That instrument, I don't want to say dying, but there's not a lot of younger guys playing pedal steel guitar, and he's an amazing musician all around.
And he reminded me of Eddie, the way he plays. He hit those same notes that Eddie was hitting in Thunderbird, and doing a good job of it. I really like him. Yeah, he's strong.
Outside looking in, he burns your head off watching him play. I mean, he plays, especially on lead guitar, plays with loads of aggression, but also with taste. Of course, he's multi-talented: lap steel, pedal steel, electric guitar. We never use him on acoustic in the show, but on the records and things, he's a great acoustic guitar player. He's a force to be reckoned with. He's a force of nature on stage.